So Emily's been nagging me. She nagged me tonight. That isn't fair because it makes it sound like I'm blaming her. Emily has been encouraging me suitably to make videos. And that's not fair. Lots and lots of people have been encouraging me to start making videos again. Everyone's doing their 2020 videos. And I would love to do a 2020 video. But there have been some roadblocks. And the weirdest roadblock is... Okay. I don't know how to say what I need to say, so I'm just going to say it, get it out of the way, because I've been very, very aware that there has been a video that I've absolutely needed to make for a very long time. But the last time I spoke to someone in the Transformers community about the way I was feeling, someone said to me, fucking hell, way to bring the party down. And it was just like, after that, I just stopped. I stopped talking about it. Which is definitely not the right thing to do, but I did stop talking about it. As most of you... so here's the normal premise that starts with any of these videos. Blah, blah, blah. Subscribers. I've seen loads of people talk about subscribers lately, and there's some stuff that I've discovered by not being in the scene for a little while. 18 months ago or so, our little boy died, and it was horrible. And I fought the tide for a long time, just thinking it'll be all right, we'll get through it. But it wasn't all right, and I didn't get through it, and I started some antidepressants. And the first thing I'm going to say is that the antidepressant, without them, I think I would have gone mad. And if you are... There's one person in particular that I'm thinking of at the moment, but if you are having a tough time, antidepressants are a very, very good stopgap to humanity, in that sometimes you do have to get up every day and you do have to earn a living. And antidepressants aren't a fix, and they're not a remedy. They are a crutch. They are something that lifts you up and sort of just scoops you up for a little while and says it's all going to be all right, and you battle through. I don't think they're bad. I think they're fucking great, and I think they're essential. But I tried a few different types of antidepressants, and some of them made me itchy, and some of them made my brain foggy, and some of them just meant that I couldn't function on them at all. But I ended up with an antidepressant called sertraline, and it was... I'm fiddling because I'm nervous talking about this, but I need to get it out of the way. I started on sertraline. I started on 50 milligrams, and that wasn't really strong enough. But whatever they did for me, they did it well enough that I stopped making some of the terrible mistakes that I was making. And then after a little while and a few hiccups going up and down the road, I requested that my 50 milligrams went up to 100 milligrams, because a thing happened that you don't need to know about, but life is full of catalysts, isn't it? Life is full of moments that change the future. And one of those came along, and 100 milligrams of sertraline is great, but there are some problems that come with it. And one of them, and I didn't realise this until I changed to a different antidepressant for a plethora of reasons that I may or may not tell you about, depending on how this story unfolds. But one of the things that they do is they level everything. So you've got joy, and you've got relationships, and you've got grief, and you've got pain, and you've got grief and pain up here, and joy and relationships are down here, and it's sort of... That's everything on a level. But given that we're talking about it, one of the things about sertraline that I hated is it's very, very hard to have sex on them. you just can't do it. And I said, this is awkward and there's some stuff that I need to get out. And that's one of the things. But one of the other things that it did is it absolutely quashed my creativeness. I mean, you can see, look, this, I did all the lighting. None of the toys in there are mine because Emily's made it into, in fact, she's fucking commandeered it because she's a twat. It's all ladybots. It's a fantastic display. I can't wait till she's finished titivating with it. I'm going to make some videos showing you what's in this display. I didn't care. I didn't care about robots. I didn't care about toys. I didn't make a model. I didn't paint a space marine. I'm doing these. I didn't do anything creative for a long, long time. Now, as you can imagine, going through something like losing a little boy at the end of August 2019, 2 days before my birthday, is not an easy thing to deal with. So I had quite a lot of time off, which cost me quite a lot of money. I lost both of my grandparents last year, and I was left a little bit of money, and then every single penny that I was left money-wise went on having to have time off with Littlin. It went on having to have not just time off with Littlin, but obviously a lot of the meetings that I had to attend, I wanted to go and see him every day, that sort of stuff. And that all didn't cost money because I was like full-time staff, but it cost money in that when I wasn't there, all I got was statutory sick, which is like £90 a week. So we burned through a lot of cash. I didn't have any money and that sort of stuff. And I can't, it's just coming back. It's just coming back. I made some mistakes. I was very, very angry. I'm still really, really angry now, if I'm honest. And I've just got to the point where I'm starting to feel like I've, if not got a lid on it, I definitely feel like I'm aware of when I'm being angry and able to sort of dial myself back. But one of the little foibles that happened recently is I was working with someone that I just wasn't enjoying working with, and they were half the head of the company, and there was some stuff in the background, but it just, we weren't getting along. And I'd arranged to take some time off during the actual year of little Dave's passing. But what I didn't do is arrange any time for when the funeral would have been. And I woke up one day to the beauty that is Time Hop with a picture, bold as brass, of the plate that was on the front of his coffin. And I just went to shit. I was horrible. I wasn't any fun to work with. And the guys that had taken me on, one of them was great and one of them was tolerable, but it was a good gig and I was enjoying it. And I was very grateful for it. But I just couldn't hold in being an angry bastard. And push came to shove, we parted ways. And I went to the doctors and I just went, in the nicest possible way, Doc, I've just been sacked from my second job this year because I can't take stress at all. I can't contain my anger with the universe. I just literally want to savage every single person that I come across. 90% of the people that I will come across, I just want to smack them because people don't know how lucky they have it, which is an easy thing to say when you're like an emotional mess, but they really don't. So we changed antidepressants. And within 2 weeks of me changing these antidepressants, it's like all of my creativity, all of my passion for robots, all of my passion for Star Wars and X-Wings and Falcons. And I mean, literally within 2 weeks of changing the pills that I was on, I made that. That is a Millennium Falcon. That's an actual 1977, 78 Millennium Falcon shell with bits inside. And I resprayed the whole thing, and I took loads of oil paints and some very basic colours, and I turned it into the Falcon. I think that looks like the Millennium Falcon, if you ask me. That's good. I'm going to put lights in it and put it up on the wall. I mean, that's not the point of the story, but the point of the story is that for a long time, I just didn't care. And one of the strange things about coming back, and I've got to be very careful what I say here, because some prominent members of the community, as far as I'm concerned, some of the people that I'm friends with, have done some stuff and said some stuff that just fucking riles me up and makes me so angry. You guys have no... Actually, that's a lie. A lot of you do, okay? Many of you do, and it's fantastic. But so many people have got no idea just how lucky you are to be in the position that you are. Transformers is literally what 99% of people have wanted for so long. You are getting really nice Generation 1 toys. Look! You got that. The Cyclonus is over there, and Warpath is over there. Yeah, I see people saying, is it a good time to be a Transformers fan? No, because of this, that, and the other. And then the this, that, and the other is that I can't get 2 toys because they're not on wide mainstream availability and stuff like that. I've heard people just sitting and complaining because they can't get specific instances because it's not in Smythes or whatever. And yet, given that I have been in the scene for 11 years, I actually went back on my YouTube channel and looked up a long time ago. 11 years I've been doing this. And in the 11 years, people have done nothing but complain, because what they really want is G1 looking toys looking like actual G1. Then just before all the turmoil kicked off, we were smack bang in the middle of Masterpiece toys any good anymore, because they were making super simplified Masterpiece toys, even though they might have had difficult transformations, but they were very plain in appearance because looks like the cartoon. That's all people wanted. Now what they've done is make G1 off the screen toys that you can afford. All right, yes, they're not the £12 that they used to cost, but nothing's the £12 that it used to cost, because we are in post-Brexit, fuel crisis, wars in Afghanistan universe. We're in that world, and things change and things move along, and that's the price we are having to pay for it. And I've just done nothing but see complacent squinnying from spoilt wankers, and I look at it, and I know that that's angry Dave wanting to shake people and just go, "You twat!" But at the same time, I feel it's relevant that everyone's putting up their top 20s and all that sort of stuff. But this is literally, if you were a new collector, if you got into it in the last 18 months and you wanted to get a half decent Generation 1 cast, the stuff that you're used to seeing on the television, now is a brilliant time. Mike from America, bald on the top, ginger at the bottom. It's like the American Few. He put up the other day a picture of the Hot Rod from the 1986 movie in the new Kingdom, where's that come from, collection. And he said, this is the best version of this toy. Not this is the best version for a Masterpiece, or it is just the best version. It's £20, it's affordable, it looks exactly like it just walked off the screen, the transformation is great, the car mode is great, the robot mode's beautiful, it comes with a saw, and it comes with binoculars, it comes with little blue flames that come out of his... Yet people still oh, I can't get this toy and I can't buy a thrust. So if I can't buy a thrust, what's the point in collecting any? Or fuck off. Oh. Now do you see why I've been struggling to make this video for a long time? And it's only because I changed those bloody pills and everything's starting to level out. And of course, time heals all, doesn't it? And I used to be a central figure that got everyone else to generate a little bit of fun. And I haven't done that for a long time, and I've wanted to get back into doing that for a long time, but then I sort of nose into it a little bit. I delve into it a little bit, and then I just see ungrateful, spoilt people complaining about stuff all the time. And now I feel like I'm picking people out because there are obviously lots of people that are having an absolute whale of a time with their gear. It's frustrating for me to see people that I've seen in the community for a very long time, and I will never say who they are, complaining about stuff when it's just the best time for people who like G1. And I've just sort of come out of this big days of having to get through this horrible thing that happened, and when you start nosing back into it to see such a you don't need to be grateful, it's not a lack of gratitude, but people that have got their head so buried in I want this, this is what I deserve all the time, and then to see all these other things that they do have and they don't seem to count. Everyone just concentrates on that one thing that they can't get. And yeah, it's been a really, really weird time as a Transformers collector. And it's been a very even more weird time as someone who actually used to find YouTube as this massive amount of catharsis that I could just sit and talk about stuff. And this is just a horrible... This camera is not a camera, it is a mirror that holds up to my soul and all the pain and all the bullshit that I've been through. And it's taken a very, very long time to get on the other side of it. And I said to Emily earlier that there was a video, because she said, why don't you make nice, simple video and build up? And I said, there are no simple videos until I actually get all this anger out and just chuck it into the universe. I can't move on to the next thing. I actually sat down and we wrote a thing on my phone, just notes of stuff that we've got recently and stuff that I've really been impressed with, and other stuff that's not just robots. Think like just completing small little bits of collections that I've got and stuff like that. But I can't talk about any of that stuff unless I just get the waffle out of the way. I'm very conflicted about writing this, but I don't never want to do a YouTube video again. And I needed to get this out of the way, and I needed to... I don't know what this is, but the simple part of it is, the short of it is, without doing the grumpy thing, because I'm so annoyed at what I'm seeing, and because I was just numb to robots. I came home, I sat down, I am monstrously fat. I have drunk so much, it's unbelievable. And every time you talk to the doctors, they say, how much are you drinking? And I've been quite honest about how much I'm drinking. And I was actually drinking to a point where if you're drinking more than 25 units a week, you're an alcoholic. And I was easily smashing 25 units a week. So now we're doing dry January. All of the vices are out the window for a month. And we'll just see how long we go. And while I've never been a big purveyor of New Year or, you know, New Year's resolutions and all of that sort of crap, at the same time, as I said earlier, catalysts. Life is full of catalysts. It's full of little moments that change the way you perceive things. And if we go this month and don't drink, and if we just go this month and just get level-headed, I guess I just need enough time to take my head out of my own arse and just get on with just leading a normal life again. Because life hasn't been normal for a while. And talking to other people about stuff, and I've gone out of my way to have a couple of conversations with people lately, and there are a few people, and you probably know who you are, that I should have been in contact with, but Christmas is if you've been through something horrible. The truth is I really got excited about the thought of putting lights all over the bloody house, because when Litland came home, it'd be like, there's lights everywhere, look at this, and then there's no Litland, so I didn't bother doing any lights. And I've always been absolutely a massive Christmas fairy. And I've just had to relearn how to be alive and just relearn how to exist and do all of this stuff. And I think being an optimist collector has gone out the window, because I was very penned in by what I was collecting, because I was just collecting the same thing over and over again. When I want to buy the entire 1986 cast from Earthrise, because I think it's a great line. It looks beautiful. I've got Cyclonus, and it's a very, very good start. I've got Warpath, which isn't really part of the deal, but you know, I really like it. It's nice. I'm not going to buy the Optimus. I've got 50,000 Optimuses. I'm going to have one that's going to sit in that space and do, you know, because I used to spend so much money on this crap, and it's never really got me anywhere, and you know, no. I think I'm back, but I'm not sure that I'm back. But I've known for a good 6 months that the only way to get the back going, is to explain where I've been, what I've been doing. And hopefully, and there always is, there are going to be some people out there that not only sympathise, but understand. And there might even be a few people out there that are desperately trying to face up to something on their own without any kind of help from the doctors, whether it be a psychologist or anything like that. Get a psychologist, man. Jesus, if someone says to you, would you like some therapy? Just take some therapy. Everybody needs some therapy, even if it's just a shitty bit of CBT. But I'm watching people online at the moment have troubles, and they are just falling apart in their own brains. And they're not getting any help, because for some reason they think that getting, whether it be a psychologist or a CBT counsellor or anything like that, but they think that by taking that sort of help, they're weak. And it's not, and you're not, and just take help where it's offered, because trust me, the people at the other end of that help have your best interest at heart. You're not a name or a number. Sometimes if you do a group thing, it can feel a bit like that, but just give it a go. I'm waffling now. 23 minutes. I'm going to watch this back tomorrow, and if I like it tomorrow, if I haven't said anything that's going to upset anyone, great. If in my little rant you sit there and think, oh, I think he's talking about me, maybe I am. Just have a little think about what you're saying and what you're doing, and maybe I'll do like a top toys that I've enjoyed since everything went shit. Maybe.